Hello, everyone. I'm Akintunde of the Haitians. So, this video is going to be about how Haitians give their productive years to foreign countries and then retire to Haiti during their unproductive years. So, basically, we work so hard, right? We have so much skills, but we don't look back to build Haiti. We don't look back. And when we do, like when we do go back to Haiti, it's usually to retire. So all our productive, everything, all our skills that we learn in other countries, we don't have the mindset like, well, what can I do with this? I can actually go back to Haiti and build. We don't do that. We don't have like a code of conduct. So I want to talk about what we need to do to go back and build Haiti, because Haiti is an underdeveloped country and it needs the diaspora because we have so much skills and knowledge. Like like we really like the Haitian diaspora is the key to Haiti's success because if we keep leaving our country, right, and we don't go back with skills that we learn, then we're part of the problem. Our goal is our goal should be to return to Haiti and help build, right? Because Haitians, I talk to Haitians sometimes, the older generation, like they're like, I want to go back to Haiti. I want to return. But the thing is that they don't make that a reality. They have no plan of action. They want to, but they haven't strategized. How am I going to do it, right? So sometimes their kids. So sometimes it's responsibility of the kids. Oh, you're gonna go back to Haiti, and sometimes their kids don't do it. So it's like, when are we gonna go back to Haiti and build our country? You know, you know, and it's like, every time you leave Haiti, that's basically your country going through brain drain, going through a brain drain. And like it's like we wait, we wait till the Haitian government changes. If we keep waiting for the Haitian government to change, we'll be waiting a long time. We will be waiting 100 years, 50 years, 200 years, and we will never return home. Haiti is a promised land for us. That's our land. That's the land our ancestors fought. They won that land by force of arms. They freed themselves and won that land. And it's up to us. It's up to us. You know, we like, Haiti, the thing about it, Haiti also, when Haiti was forced to pay France, guess what happened? We didn't get to industrialize like that. Education. So Haiti's like basically underdeveloped today. Like, you got to realize, like, we are the only solution to Haiti. The Haitian diaspora has to play their part, because if we're not playing our part, we are part of the problem. Haiti shouldn't be treated as a retirement destination. Once you leave Haiti, you should have the mindset of returning with skills to build Haiti stronger than it already is. For example, if you are a doctor, you have skills to help Haiti, right? Because Haiti needs doctors. You should have the mindset that your mindset should be like, I'm leaving my country so I can return to Haiti and help build Haiti stronger. You know, this is the thing. We go to the West, right? And we endure racism, right? But the thing is that Haiti was founded as a state where black people can be free, right? But we don't go to Haiti to return. We don't bring our knowledge and our skills back to Haiti. We forget where we come from. Why? So you'd rather endure racism in the West, in Canada, in the Dominican Republic, in Britain, in other countries, but not go back to Haiti where you treat when you where you can have your head held up high. You see, that's a problem. So like we we cannot be scared to return and build, right? Because if you have skills, if you have the skills to better your country, even though if you're not born there, if you have the skills to better your country, you can do it, right? Haiti needs civil engineers, roads. We need the roads, right? We need agriculture. We need if you go into school, you should be studying. See, that's the thing. When you go into school at college, should go to Haiti. I mean, go to college. If you're in a diaspora, you go to college with the mindset that I'm going to learn something so I can better my country, so I can better Haiti. Because Haiti's underdeveloped. So when you keep forgetting where you come from, I mean, Haiti's just going to go lower and lower. You know what I'm saying? You know, people, like, this is the thing I don't understand. Like, the Haitian diaspora, we act as if Haiti is not the land of opportunity. If you have an entrepreneurial mindset, you can make it happen anywhere, right? If you think I would look at the Chinese, what do? They spread out, right? They get educated and they go back to China. They go to Africa. They go to Haiti. You have immigrants that go to Haiti and they they have they have an entrepreneurial mindset. But the Haitian diaspora, we're scared. We're scared to go back and help build. We're scared to you know develop Haiti. Like you got to capitalize off. There's so much opportunity here you can to capitalize off of it. You know, so that's something I'm saying. Like the Haitian diaspora can play an important role in the development of Haiti, but some are scared to go back. Oh, because what you hear. I've been to Haiti before. I've been to Haiti, and it's not like what they tell you. Yeah, there's poverty, but it's not what they tell you in the media. Port-au-Prince is only one part of Haiti. And about Port-au-Prince, yeah, I've been to Port-au-Prince, and what I didn't like is, you know, I've been there, right, and I've seen a lot of trash, right, because I was born in America, and I've seen a lot of trash, and that's kind of a problem, right? You see, when you're in America or in the West, you know, you see, what's the word? You don't see a lot of trash. You just there's trash. It's a waste management. See, if you have an entrepreneurial mindset, you can say, "Wow, I can capitalize off of that." Haiti needs a waste management, right? You build. You too, brother. So you build, right? You build off of that waste management. So agriculture. If you like the rural areas, like because a lot of Haitian families, we live in the rural areas, right? Our family, right? You do something with them. You start something and build something. You bring your knowledge back to them, so hey, you can develop. You know, you study also study economics, business. So that's what I'm saying. Like when people say Haiti is not a land of opportunity or Haiti is a lost cause, that made no sense because you have other groups of people. they're willing to spread out and do whatever they want to do to to benefit their country and themselves. We're not doing that, you know. So I'm gonna send out the link. I'm gonna send out the link. You know, if you want to chime in, chime in. We need to talk about solutions to the Haiti's problems. What we need to do to develop Haiti. You know, and if no one joins, you know, I'm gonna end it. But I can you cannot say I did not give out knowledge. You know, just I've been thinking about that. It's like how in the world like the Haitian diaspora we forget where we come from, right? We wait for Haiti to change. You don't have the mindset. Oh, I'm gonna go back one day to help my people, my family that's in Haiti. That's a problem. You know, if you keep waiting, if you wait for Haiti to change, you know, yeah, if you wait for Haiti to change, you're gonna be waiting a long time, right? Don't worry about the political. Yeah, the political matters, but don't worry about that. Worry about your economics. Once you got your economics straight, I mean, come on, there's rich people in Haiti right now. You think Haiti is all poverty? No, there's rich people right now. Like I said, I've been in Port-au-Prince and Pétionville. I've seen nice big houses. You know, I seen I went to Domino's Pizza over there. You see, like, nah, it's they're just showing one part. You know, and the thing about it is like, you know, I seen this thing where there were Haitians. They were traveling all the way. They were going through the jungle areas, I think in Colombia or Panama, to get to the United States, right? So now you think about like how many of those people they have that mindset like, well, yeah, I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna leave Haiti and return back. How many of them have that mindset, right? Because they don't have that mindset. How many of them have that mindset? Oh, I'm gonna leave and then I'm gonna return to help my country. I'm gonna have those the skills that I developed whether I'm in the Dominican Republic, whether I'm in France, whether I'm in Cuba. You should use that opportunity to return, and develop a country. What's up?
Yo, what's up, bro?
How are you doing?
I'm
I'm
pretty
good.
good,
How are you
bro.
doing? So,
One sec.
like, this topic is about what happened.
No, I hear you. I hear you.
So, this topic is about how the Haitian diaspora can play an important role in development of Haiti. Like, we were scared to go back to Haiti and
Right.
build. We just leave, and
Yeah, I could see that.
there's a lot of opportunity.
Right.
Because
Yeah, I think for.
you have they
Uh-huh.
leave, they go to Africa. They know that it's poverty there, but they still go to Africa, right?
Right. That's usually like the first
They
choice.
still, yeah, because they see there's this opportunity. Like I'm saying, like Haiti has opportunity as well. We should have the mindset that, well, if I leave, I should go back to my country and help build.
Exactly. And I think Haitian youth, especially since I'm like my early 20s, I think that applies more to them than like the older generation because I feel like some of the old generation want to go back usually. But to build too, especially, I think is an important distinction versus just giving out your resources as a Haitian to other countries.
I agree. You know,
Yeah, but
you know,
I do
and also like Haiti needs to
like. I feel like if we
industrialize.
were to like take small steps, like baby steps, and like how they would look like for just Haitians, just like in America. Uh,
Yeah,
Personally, I think we should just like set up some small businesses in like the Haitian community. Like start there, start like
yeah,
connecting, and start like I'm not saying we should like close ourselves off, but we should try to deal with each other more and like
yeah,
support.
definitely. Like we got to
Yeah,
think like how the Chinese do it. They had we don't need to necessarily
exactly,
put ourselves, but they work together. Like they had the. My father was talking about the same thing. He was like how the Chinese do it. Like and the Mexicans, they like a group. They work together. They have that solidarity. You know what I'm saying?
exactly,
Like
and
yeah, I understand what you're coming from.
right, and I feel like we don't have to. We can still go for quality. There's some things that just like that just take precedence, especially when we when you put in capitalism and everything. But I feel like we should just try to gravitate towards like winners. You feel me? Like if we're two Haitian individuals, like business owners, are serious, I feel like they should just acknowledge each other. You know,
I
if
agree.
they
I
if they
agree.
right, and so we should just look out for each other. Is like what I'm trying to say, pretty much. But yeah,
Even in the
we
fact,
could definitely look into the Chinese and like the even like Mexican communities on how to like work together, like
yeah,
take notes.
you know, Haiti needs to industrialize. Like I was talking about earlier before you came in, I was talking about how you know Haitians give their productive years to the West and or in foreign countries, and then they retire, and then when they go back to Haiti, it's just to retire, and you don't help, you don't build. So that's like you treat you treat Haiti like a graveyard,
Exactly, it's kind of selfish too. I feel like
you
it's a
know.
selfish thing to do.
And we can't wait until the Haitian government changes. We have to really ready to like go back and build. Like we cannot wait for the Haitian government change. Yes, that's important,
I
but
agree.
if you have the economics up, if you have great economics, if you're an entrepreneur, you have the entrepreneurial mindset, you can still live good in Haiti. You know?
I agree, especially if you have money. I feel like Haiti isn't bad at all. It's when you just like you said don't have any intention of actually building nothing, which is I think the
Yep.
problem.
So what do you think? What can we do to build Haiti's economy, especially the Haitian diaspora? What do you think?
Well, I think right now I feel like what Haiti's experience. I think is part of what like the whole world's experiencing. Just like
Yeah.
a general just like chaos, and that's just like added on top of the problems we already are facing. But when I want if I could just point to an example of like what I feel like Haiti should like go towards, it's kind of like what Jamaica does, where people do kind of like contribute back and build industry, and there's a lot of solidarity there. So I really think we have to just kind of like move the same way, where we have to be unapologetic. I feel like if we're gonna do serious things in Haiti, like the attitude or like mindset should be a very like no nonsense attitude,
Yeah,
so we can like establish something. I don't know how
I
like
agree.
to explain it.
I agree.
Right.
I hear
And
something in
so,
the background.
oh, sorry, it's a YouTube video. My
Oh,
fault.
you're good.
But
I thought I was like,
yeah, I have like a bunch of tabs open. But what I was saying is, I think we should do a lot of research if we were to like have like an organization. And I'm actually working on like building a nonprofit myself, like figuring out. Like, I bought a bunch of like books on it, like how to start a nonprofit, whatever. And that wouldn't like I feel like people would put money into Haiti, if it was just going into the right hands. They knew where it was going, and we already had like something established there. So I feel like if we're gonna do something, if someone were to do something, they'd have to do a lot of research. Like, what resources do we naturally have? Like,
Hmm.
what could we use that's already there? Stuff like that. Because, like, me, I don't know the first thing about Haiti. You probably know a lot more. I just, you know, like basic
You
stuff.
know, like, Haiti has gold. Haiti has agriculture. I be like agriculture would
Really.
be. I, I believe like the Haitian government should worry about agriculture, not so much tourism, because we need to feed ourselves first and
Mm-hmm.
then export. You know what I'm saying? Like if you just worry about
Right.
tourism, you got to feed yourself. You got to feed your people.
I agree. And honestly, that's not a bad, like, that's like, I feel like what we're going, like, these problems are problems that, like, other countries that aren't, in bad states can relate to. So it's like Haiti's problems aren't all unique either.
That's true.
I just, point.
I was doing my research on South Korea, right?
Mm-hmm.
It took them. I think it was like 50 years. It's like 50 years, and they developed so fast, like their economy. Like I'm like, how can how can Haiti how can we implement something just like in Korea, South
I
Korea?
think, I think Korea, they just had, like, the recipe for, like, for, like, the times. Like, they just hit, like, the right time, like, the right place at the right time. So I don't feel like, Haiti's definitely, I feel, will have its time, but it's gonna take like real support and like real people and like real effort. Well, I think that's the one thing about South Korea, and plus they had like the backing and support of just like superpowers like America,
Yeah,
and their industries were kind of like international. So I think an idea I do have is like I said, through an organization maybe, is getting allies. Let's try to find Haiti some allies. Like I see Ghana, like they have a leader that's like, I don't know if you heard about that, like on the news, who's just like really just like stern as a leader about like just like the some of the stuff that's going on in the world, and he's taking like a no nonsense stance on it, and that's not
oh
really
yeah,
common. And I
yeah,
feel like some of the problems that like some problems, if you want to like go back to relating, I think Haiti can relate to African countries in a way that our problem with leadership. So I think a powerful leader, and maybe even like making that leader an ally, would be to Haiti's benefit.
yeah. Haiti does need allies because remember what the West did to us. Like
Right. We've
they
been bullied.
isolated Haiti. Yeah,
Exactly.
you know.
So, yeah, I mean, yeah, it's at the end of the day, like you said, it's infrastructure. I think agriculture will be the best bet because it's like, we don't have to outsource anything. It's already there.
Yeah, yeah. Like what I was saying earlier. I was like, we when we leave, we should always have the mindset that I'm going to return and help build. I'm going to
Exactly.
return
We
skills
got to be
because we
less
have
stubborn.
skills.
Right.
Excuse me, what happened?
I was like, we should be less stubborn as a people,
Yeah,
like when it comes to that.
but I believe Haiti can. I believe Haiti will develop soon. We
I
just
agree. I could see it too.
we have to work together. And
Right.
there's countries out there that don't want us to develop because they don't want
Yeah,
Haiti to
but it's
develop,
like,
but we can't be scared of that. We gotta help.
I agree exactly. And I think it's like people want to look at Haiti like, we can't help ourselves, but we really can. So I feel like if we ever, were to take that stance, we should go all the way with it. So if we ever did, like, because Haiti is a sovereign state, it
Yeah,
may be like a failed sovereign state, but it's a sovereign state nonetheless. So if we do rebuild, we already have that platform. I feel like as like a country.
it's true. You know, like I remember talking to one of my friends, and she's like, how come foreigners always go to Haiti and do stuff, but the Haitian diaspora was never doing anything? Why are we so scared to do it? Why are you scared to help our people? They go to the slums and doing stuff. We're not
That's,
doing it.
I don't
Or
know.
maybe there are people, but it's just maybe they're not putting in a light, but
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's a generational thing too. I feel like our generation, like you said, needs to step up and do like need to consider our roots and like where we came from and putting back into Haiti, even if we weren't like born there. Like for me
yeah,
personally, I've been like I've always kind of been like disconnected from the Haitian culture just because of like the way I was like my upbringing. But I've been like as I got older, I wanted to like seek reconnecting with it, and so I feel like that's something a lot of people can relate to. And so I really do think it's we just need to put the awareness out to encourage people to like to keep going down that path. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
that's the point of my channel as well. Like, promote pride so you can know who you
Yeah,
are. So because I know when you're born abroad, you're not really thinking about Haiti because you're born abroad, you have the opportunities and all that.
exactly.
But once you know who you are, you're like, well, my ancestors did this, my ancestors did that. Now what can I do for my country? You got to be prideful in who you are, your Haitian identity.
Right.
You know,
Yeah.
if you don't have pride in yourself, you're not gonna build. You're not gonna want to build your country because you're like, well, what's the point? I'm not a proud Haitian.
Hmm.
Haiti will never change. Like you have that mindset already. You're like you have the defeatist mindset. You know.
Exactly. And that's not something that we would have to like pay money for. You feel me? I feel like that's just something that we can just do for free. Something we could just do for ourselves. As like, I really do think the people who are like the most able bodied in this is our generation. Like I don't know. Like I'm 25, so I'm Gen Z. So I feel like Gen Z Haitians can really help with the whole pride aspect by just putting like like my sister, for example, is like trying to start this like media company, a Haitian media company. We'll have like
That's good.
you know like Haitian artists and stuff like you're doing, like your YouTube channel. I would love to like introduce you to her too. Like stuff like that is like dope. And so I really do feel like it's a generational thing that we gotta take into consideration.
Yeah, because we're the future of Haiti. This
Exactly.
young generation, we're the future. Our ancestors are dead. They did what they had to do. That's what they had to do.
Exactly.
They didn't know how to read, right? They couldn't because the French wouldn't allow them to read. Now we're
Hmm.
educated. You know what I'm saying? Like we can bring Haiti to the future. So that was the
Right.
past.
Exactly. So it is kind of on us, like you said. Yeah.
Thank you for joining. If you have anything else to say,
Not this time, bro. It's a good talk for sure. I love what you do, so I'll keep supporting.
thank you so much.
All right, bro.
Bye. Have a great day.